Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Friday Polteageist, the PSR Diversity Speedrunning Marathon. I'm going to just get this ready, and we're going to get started with Pokemon Ranger. I'll talk once we get started. We start the timer on character select. We can choose whether we're going to be boy or girl. Oh, button. Get the letter here. Sure that I actually start the timer correct. Gender select. We're gonna play as the boy. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, here we go. Pokemon Ranger. So, Pokemon Ranger is a very cool little spin-off game here. We play as the Pokemon Rangers, and we capture Pokemon by making circles around them. That's what we do. That's the idea. Now, this opening screen, I'm going to actually have to focus a bit. We're going to get some tutorials soon, and once we have that, I can properly explain things and whatnot. Alright, so first off, we're going to get this Minun. Puzzle if you play as the girl. That's going to be relevant, and we're going to talk to this guy. This guy is the leader of one of the ranger bases that we will soon be working for. This is Spencer. He's also going to explain to us how Pokemon Ranger works. As, as we go up, we see this Minun that we saw just now fighting with a Houndoom. So we're going to have to deal with that. Anyway, with all that being said, let me quickly introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Crrool, newest member of the PSR Diversity team, and, longtime Pokemon speedrunner. I run just about every single Pokemon game, and that is no exaggeration. Ranger always being a bit of a weird one, but always being a little bit of a fun one. And since most of the team mainly runs main series, I figured it'd be cool to also showcase a couple of side games. Hence us ending on Pokemon Ranger here. Second of the... Not counting Let's Go, only 2 side games that we're doing this event. Anyway, we get the explanation here of how Ranger works. We capture Pokemon by making circles around them. Like I said, if a Pokemon hits the circle breaks. Above the Pokemon, it'll display how many circles we need to make at once in order to actually capture it. And that's also immediately the biggest difference with this Pokemon Ranger game versus the other 2. In both of the other Pokemon Ranger games, you don't have to get consecutive cycles. You don't have to consecutively keep circling in order to capture something, and that can make some of the other Ranger games significantly easier than this one. Ranger 1 is by far the shortest of the 3, but it is also by far the most difficult of the 3. And here's our first capture. This is Minun. There we go. Speedrunning this is really bad for your DS screen. I should probably say that. It's also why I'm actually using a separate DS screen, or a separate DS specifically for Ranger runs, because this game is not great for those. But yeah, we capture Minun. We then have to release him because Pokemon Rangers don't actually have any Pokemon with them long term. We don't catch a Pokemon and then keep them and train them like we do in the main series. But rather, we capture them, and then normally speaking, we get one use out of them. We use them once, and then not again. There are some exceptions, though. Every Ranger is allowed 1 partner Pokemon. Okay, we're going to quickly name ourselves. I just tap a random Japanese character. We play in Japanese, by the way. Until recently, Japanese and English were on the same leaderboard for Ranger. As you don't really need to be able to read the text to understand what's going on here. The main thing are yes and no screens, and those aren't particularly difficult. It's not like with the main series where you have move selection and item choices and all that sort of stuff. There's a little bit of menuing in Guardian Signs, the third Ranger game, but Ranger 1 and 2 barely have any, so we don't really have to deal with that. So instead, we just play in Japanese, because Japanese is hugely faster. Like, it is not even a small difference. Aside from the text being shorter, which is one reason why Ranger is faster, the Ranger games have the added little thing that Japanese characters print at twice the speed that English characters do. As a result, not only is the text shorter and is there less text, but the text actually prints significantly faster. Over the course of a Ranger 1 run, I think it saves like 20 minutes. Like 15 to 20 minutes. On Ranger 2, Shadows of Olmia, it saves 45 minutes just on text. So general consensus is still that most people just run Japanese because it's just more fun to run. It's a lot less text mashing, and the text mashing itself is just generally shorter everywhere. So we get introduced to the rest of the team here. This is Ringtown. And, yeah, we have this girl, which is basically the girl protagonist. We have the dude with the slowpoke. He's a bit slow. Let's just say it like that. The slowpoke is certainly fitting. And then we have Spencer, the leader of this particular base. Now, like this base, there are 4 other towns, I want to say. And all of them represents one of the seasons. So this is Ringtown for spring. We'll see the others when we get there, but we will certainly be seeing the other ones as well. Alright, and now it's time for me to go to Lyra Forest. So this is where we're going to get more tutorials. Early on in this game, there are a fair few tutorials that we just kind of have to go through. Not much we can do about that. But this is where we get the Rookie mission. This game is split up in technically 11 missions. The Rookie mission and then 10 regular missions. Some of the missions are really, really fast. Some of them take quite a lot of time. And then in between, there is one other mission that we also need to do. So yeah, for this particular mission, some guy has lost a Pokemon of his, and we need to bring that Pokemon back. We need to find that Pokemon. So I'm going to just capture 2 Pokemon here in order to be able to do that. I thought there was going to be a Zigzagoon there. Maybe it's just... So we capture the Chikorita. It is not Chikorita. Where is Zigzagoon? There's the Zigzagoon. Alright, now that we have Zigzagoon, we go back to him again. Ask if that's his Pokemon. It is not. And that's when we find this Tailo. This one only spawns after you've captured the other 2. 4 quick loops in order to catch it. And then once we have that, we can bring it back. We tap the guy and we can move on. Thing is, the guy who's missing a Pokemon kind of forgot which species of Pokemon his Pokemon is. So he gives us a super vague description of the Pokemon, and it actually just doesn't help us at all. So, next up, once we've helped him, it turns out there is a forest fire. Or, well, rather, two trees just went up in flames. So, while those 2 trees are burning up, Spencer is going to very slowly explain to us how to put out a fire. And that we need to tap it in order to see what kind of move we need. In this case, we need a Pokemon with a single water move. So he suggests Mudkip. He then explains to us that in order to actually put out the fire, we need to tap Mudkip and then drag him onto the tree. And then we select yes. Then he lets us, figure it out for the other tree. While this thing is still on fire, mind you. I only needed to capture one, but both were there, and I could get it quicker by just catching both of them at once. So that's what we'll do. And then we're gonna put out the fire here. And that's that. That's how you put out a fire. Problem solved. We're going to say no there. That's a save screen. Saving in this game takes quite a lot of time, so we kind of want to avoid saving as much as we can. So we go out of the base, and as we come out, we find out that the same Tailo that was causing some trouble earlier is causing trouble once again. It has kind of gotten into a fight with this Minun, and this is where we're going to get explained how Minun's assist works. Safe to say we're going to be using this mechanic a lot as we do this run. Yeah, when Minun is like... Once we can use its ability, it will go to the middle of the screen and it'll paralyze briefly every enemy that's on screen, assuming they're not immune. There are a few Pokemon that are immune. So, that's done. Now we can go back to the ranger base. This is also where Minun officially becomes our long-term partner Pokemon. In the first and third ranger game, your partner Pokemon is always going to be the same one. It is going to be Minun in this one, and then for Ranger 3, it's always going to be Ukulele Pichu. In Ranger 2, you actually get to choose your partner. We go for Pachirisu there, Pachirisu having a very similar skill to Minun, just because it's by far the best. But you actually do get to choose between a number of different other mains there. Yeah, this is where we get explained how this works. Now, one thing's going to be very important here. As we get this tutorial, and at the very end of the tutorial, we have to say no. It's also why I'm going to be tapping the screen and not pressing A here. If we say yes by accident, he's going to repeat this entire tutorial. Now, I can't read this anyway, because I don't read Japanese, so seeing the entire thing again is not something I want. Also, I know how this works anyway. So when you say no here, that progresses through the game. So the girl walks out, and at that point, the professor of the game shows up. This professor needs to be escorted to the next town, and, he's going to need our help with that. Now, the normal method is by flying using Fearow. So Spencer here, he's going to send us upstairs and see if the Fearow is ready to transport the professor for us. Turns out Firo is still resting, so that's not an option here. So we're going to just walk back. Conclusion is that's not an option. So the professor is going to need an escort, and that's what we're going to be doing. And that gets us to mission number 1. Like I said, this game is split up in 10 separate missions, increasing in both difficulty and also kind of like importance in many ways. Mission 1's just going to be a simple escort mission. We need to escort the professor through Lyra Forest to the next city. We also get to see the best Pokemon in the universe, Bellsprout. This is Bellsprout. That Bellsprout's actually going to be super useful here. Once we get out of the tunnel that is between Ringtown and the next city, you know, we're gonna have to do a fight where we are gonna be using the Bellsprout. Because first things first, the professor is gonna give us another tutorial. Because, you know, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of tutorials early on. See, outside of the Minun, we can also use other Pokemon for the assist. Pokemon will have various assists that are going to do a bunch of different things. Bellsprout's assist is it'll make grass grow, and if a Pokemon runs into that, then it's going to get stuck for a little bit. We see here the Zigzagoon runs into the grass, and now it's stuck for a little bit, and that buys me some time to capture it. That'll last for 10 seconds, and then the Bellsprout's gone. We can never use it again until we capture it again. There are other assists that do various different things. I almost pressed yes there. That would have been very bad. All right, moving up. So, in true Pokemon Ranger fashion, here's another tutorial. This time, it's a tutorial with Mudkip's assist. Mudkip's assist is all about making bubbles, and you can use those bubbles to capture a Pokemon and make them incapable of doing anything for a brief amount of time. The water assist is certainly one of the most useful ones, but also one of the most annoying ones to use. We will be using the water assist a fair amount later, and it is quite common that it doesn't quite go your way, because if your line hits the edge of the bubble, it'll break the bubble, and that's really annoying. That's going to happen, I can guarantee that, because you can actually throw a bubble as well. So you need to make your bubble grow, and then just a little bit after you've grown it, you need to like chuck it towards the opponent without your actual line ever actually hitting the Pokemon in question. We're gonna grab a Torchic here. Go. So there's a little cutscene skip here that I'm gonna try. Let's see if we get it. It saves a little bit of time if we can. Okay, got it. So for the hay over there, you need to burn it with Torchic. If you get too close without actually already having burned it, the professor will explain how you can use Torchic to get rid of that. But if you burn it before that cutscene triggers, the entire cutscene just gets skipped. And that saves like 30 seconds. So basically, we just make the hay appear on the edge of the screen, and then we drag the Torchic to it. A little bit further, there's the log. This one does actually need to be triggered. We can't skip that one. Then if we go, because once we go back after that cutscene is when Combusken will show. We need Combusken for this. Here we go. One thing I haven't really talked about yet, but that is going to come into play here, is we do actually get experience for capturing Pokemon. we get a set number of experience for capturing it, and then if we draw more circles after we've actually already captured it, without releasing, you get more experience, but at the risk that if it then breaks, you still have to do the entire capture from the start. So generally, we won't be doing that much. One big advantage of leveling is that the moment that you level, we immediately get healed back to full. So if I take damage, but I'm close to a level up, we're going to just be back to full health as soon as we've leveled. That's incredibly convenient. We're going to go this way. And then we find this duck trio. And then the duck trio uses Earthquake or something, and then we get split from the professor, because obviously just going through the tunnel would be far too easy. So we're going to have to take the long way around here to get back to the professor. This doesn't actually take very long, like this mission's almost done. We do need the Paris, who is unfortunately moving away from me. There we go. Got it before he used the attack. That's quite good. And then we cut this fence. After we cut the fence, we pretty much have a clear path back to the professor. Those boulders are going to be important for a later mission that's going to happen in like an hour and a half or something. I don't actually know. But for now, we move on. Simple as that. So, time to meet the evil team of this game. In the Pokemon Ranger games, and this game is certainly no exception to that, you basically deal with, like... No, I should probably first explain what a Ranger is. So, the Rangers... Their task in the Pokemon world is kind of broad. We are everything from police officers to mailman to delivery boys to bodyguards, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. We help out wherever we can. That's basically the idea. In this particular game, one very big factor is going to be the Go Rock Squad, who we just saw the first two members of. We're going to be seeing a lot of them, and we're going to have to be dealing with them a lot. Alright, out of Croca Tunnel, but before we actually get a chance to go into the city, there's this Rhydon causing a bit of havoc. So we're going to have to deal with that. This is the first boss of the game, and it's honestly not a very difficult boss. This is where we use Bellsprout. We cannot take Pokemon from one mission to another usually, so there we go. That's how we capture Rhydon. That's the first boss of the game done. Yeah, we just used the Bellsprout. We were otherwise going to get an animation of Bellsprout leaving the party, which isn't going to happen anymore now, and it makes the boss fight way easier. Because of the fact that the grass is super effective on Rhydon, it does actually make the stun last a little bit longer. That's kind of how type effectiveness comes into play. Alright, welcome to the second place that we're going to be in. This is Fall Town. Like I said, all of the towns are named after one of the seasons, so you can probably see what Fall Town is all about. It is kind of on the nose. Now, inside here, first things first, we are going to get promoted. A ranger has a rank, and as we progress, our rank will increase. We were currently rank 1. We are now getting our second rank. Ranks come with a few bonuses. It allows us to use new types of assists, which we couldn't use before, which is never actually going to be a thing. Like, we were never going to get an assist that we couldn't use because of the way that the game is laid out. Occasionally, it'll allow us to use a wider variety of Pokemon. So we can have, like, 3 members with us instead of 4. Yeah, we talked to both of them. And that's when this lady comes walking in. She's like this top tier ranger of this place or something. And it seems that the leader of this place, the leader of the Fall Town base, has a mission for the other three. In the meantime, our task is going to be to patrol the city. We are going to be your friendly neighborhood police officer / mailman / delivery boy / bodyguard. We also deal with pest control. That's another thing. We help people with moving. That's a thing. Our job is about as varied as it gets. But yeah, first things first, we go to the right here, and immediately as we walk up, we get to deal with that girl. She has some trouble moving because the moving people, they may have put a very heavy box right in front of her door. So now she can't enter and she needs help with that. Again, a little bit of a cutscene skip here. If I move the box before the girl's on screen, that'll save me a little bit of a cutscene. So we use Makahita to move this box. As soon as we walk inside, it turns out there's this big Venonat that's in her room. And she's scared of bugs. So she asks us to take care of that. Like I said, we also deal in pest control. That's a thing. So you know how firefighters, they sometimes have to rescue cats from a tree? Yeah, we're gonna do something a little bit similar here. We meet this little lady over here, and she has lost her skitties. And yes, I meant multiple skitties. That's one of them. She has a fair few more, and she's gonna ask us to help her find the other skitties. That's what we're gonna do. Now, the first one, we're going to go back inside this building because it is actually on the roof here. Okay, that's one skitty. Lots of skitties that we need to find all over town right now. This is kind of like a little bit of a fetch quest for all of the skitties. Really not all that much to it. Okay, we need Snubble in a little bit, so it is convenient for me to pick it up here. That Meowth is quite far, which is a little annoying. So inside the house here, these people have a bunch of Poké Dolls. But this doll isn't a doll, that's a skitty. Who was pretending to be a doll. I don't know how they didn't notice that it was, but, you know. Pokemon logic. Okay, that Meowth just worked with me really well by moving my way. That's a little annoying. Okay, we got it. That was a bit slow, but that's okay. Okay, we're gonna level here. Level up is gonna get me some extra health. It's not just health that we get, by the way. It also makes our line longer. So the maximum length of the line actually increases as the run progresses, which is very convenient. first things first. I can only have 4 Pokemon, so I'm gonna give these 2 skitties that we already have to this lady now. Alright, this way. The 1 skitty is behind the fence here. That's what we needed the Meowth for. Yeah, as soon as we cut the fence, the skitty walks off. See, thing is though, as we get to this next area, we're gonna see a cutscene that's gonna be a little bit relevant later on. We see this Golroth squad member. He's bullying this Machoke. I don't remember exactly what's going on here, but you know, that Machoke is gonna be relevant later on. Spoiler alert, but that Machoke's gonna be the second boss. Probably not a real surprise, but, you know. Alright, 2 more skitties to find. We are gonna go down here, and then on the downward path, we should eventually run into another skitty. There it is. Gotta skip those Ludicolo. And then one more thing, I gotta make sure I hit the right trash can here, because the last skitty we need is hiding in that trash can. Pretty sure it's that one. Yep, there we go. I'm always worried that I hit the wrong one. I know it's the right one, but I always worry that I hit the wrong one there. So the Pichus and Pikachus and Raichus and whatnot, as well as the Magnemite's earlier, they can heal me if I need to. So mid-dungeon, I can actually find heals if I need them. But yeah, we find the other 3 skitties. Found the other 3 skitties for this lady. So now she can be her. You know, now she can take all of her skitties home. These skitties are gonna line up behind her in a moment. There is a small chance that they will all be lined up in the same position, but not today. The last one decided to be stubborn. Alright, moving on. As soon as we get here, there is this lady. We're gonna follow her to her house on the in the north here. She's a researcher, and she needs something from her basement, but it's super dark in her basement. And she doesn't have a flashlight, so that's what she needs us for. That's what we do as well. We also are apparently people's personal flashlight. But it's for important research, so we're gonna help her. That means we are going to need a Pokemon with Flash. Conveniently enough, we can find a Pokemon with Flash if we go to the docks. And at the docks, we can find a Staryu. There it is. We're going to capture this one, and we're going to use that to help out that lady. Okay, we're almost done with mission number 2. Mission number 2 concludes. There's one more thing we need to do after we've helped out this lady. Yeah, we're gonna go up. We're gonna use Flash in the room that we need to, and that should take care of this. The lab. So she's all excited because we found a Staryu for her. And that should do the trick. Yeah, like I said, it's super dark in here, so we just use Flash. Flash is one of several area, or entire area move. There's not a lot of those, but there are a few that we'll see, I believe. Okay, one more thing before we're done with mission 2 here. You know, seeing once we go outside and we go back to the center here, we first and foremost find this this other ranger who's back from her other mission. I mean, we've been patrolling the city all day. We've rescued cats or skitties. We've helped somebody deal with bugs. But you know, as we get to the clock tower here, it turns out this Machoke is being all enraged and destroying the clock tower. So this very experienced ranger is going to let us, the rookie ranger, deal with it. Because, you know, how else would we learn? We just use Minun for that. There we go. Easy. There is a slightly faster strat which doesn't actually use Minun, but it's a little less consistent. And that's the end of mission number 2. We go back to the Fall Town base, and that's where we're gonna get another chance to save the game. I will be saving the game at a few points, by the way. Just not this early, because really we shouldn't die here. Thing with Ranger is, generally speaking, you shouldn't really die. If you die, it is more often than not a mistake of your own. So it shouldn't happen, especially early on in the game. But it is the case that if you do die, you get set back to the last save, and that can be quite far back. Yeah, this is where we get explained that at rank 3, that's the first rank where that's going to happen, we get the increased bar. Minun here is going to be a little bit stronger now. And then this sewer worker comes running in, and it turns out that the sewers are smelly. So I did say we do just about every kind of job. There's really not any kind of job we turn away. This time it's cleaning the sewers. And I will say I do not envy the ranger for having to do that job. That does not sound like a fun one. But, you know, sewers it is. This is mission number 3. And it's not a super long mission, but it is a fairly tricky one. There's a lot of little things in this mission that can go wrong and that can really slow things down. The worst of which is getting poisoned. Which, considering the number of poison types down here, would not be all that surprising if that happens. Okay, first things first. We get to fight this Grimer. There's a bunch of Grimers down here, and these are causing that smell. Now, the thing with Grimer and Muck is they actually leave a trail behind them, and if we touch that trail, we take damage. Because it's all poison. So we really don't want to do that. Yeah, this other ranger, once we've actually calmed down these Grimers, he's going to help us take them out. And then we can progress. I'm going to be trying to avoid every other Pokemon here. The Corphish especially are super hard to dodge. The Corphish are just annoying. They're actually the worst. Okay, good. Is this the ranger game where you have to fight the annoying Steelix? Yes. Yes, it is. We will be fighting Steelix later on. It's like mission 7 or something. 7 or 8. It's towards the end somewhere. But yes, we do have to fight that annoying Steelix in this. Managed to dodge that. That's good. Okay, time for the coughing room. This room absolutely sucks. There's toxic sludge everywhere, making controls really difficult. Getting hit off by the coughing is the worst. And if we get hit by the smog, we get poison status, and that just cuts our movement by like to like a fourth of its usual speed. It's really dumb. We have to cross a few of these rooms. This one's one of the more annoying ones, especially considering we have to go through it twice. We're just far away enough, so that's good. I'm gonna try to dodge this core fish again. Yeah, okay, we got it. Got the fence with Raticate. Dodge Magnemite. Watch out for Croconaw. And then there are more Grimer over here. There we go. That went really well. So far, this mission's actually going quite well. Like, hitting the core fish once is a little annoying, but usually you'll hit them more than once. So far, this is a decent mission 3. We meet Arya here. Yeah, we need to go through that pipe. We need to go through another sludge room here. The strategy here is just to kind of hug the top wall. That'll usually make it work out. I mean, doing the Steelix is a pain, period. The Steelix sucks. It's one of the hardest fights in this game. Not the hardest, but certainly among the hardest. Okay, 3 Grimers here. This fight can be really quick or a pain, so... Heck. There we go. Okay, that wasn't too bad. And that's another level up. Well, if you do not get them on the first cycle, this fight can really spin out of control quickly, because the 3 Grimers tend to then separate, and then separately from each other, they keep doing attacks, so you can't really circle around them, and if you get too close to the back of one of them, you take damage. So that fight can just be annoying. If you get it on first cycle, it's not that bad, though. We have Tangela at the top here somewhere. Watch out for the Croconaw. Time for Wiggly Woo. Got it. I just got across before the Croconaw hit me. We do not want to fight that Croconaw. The more slow waterways. This is just always going to be a bit of a pain, because we have to walk against the current. Watch the core fish down here. Okay, this is the last one with 3 Grimers. And just like the previous one, this one can quickly spin out of control, which is kind of what's happening here. Okay, saved it though. That's what I meant with this fight can be, these fights with 3 Grimers, they can very quickly spin out of control. Luckily, I was able to get one of them separately fairly quickly, and then once I'm down to 2, it's much easier to deal with. Alright, time for the boss of mission number 3. The 100% strat here actually uses that drowsy that you see over there. But for any percent, we're just going to use the Pluzzle, or Minun. We want to use it immediately so that they're hopefully still very close together. That's perfect. There we go. Got all of them at once. All right. There we go. Mission 3 done. Not a terrible mission 3. One fight that was a little bit finicky, but very decent mission 3 overall. After this, we get automatically warped back to the Fall Ranger base again. Yeah, Ranger 1 is definitely the hardest of the 3. Not even close. But it is also, for speedrunning purposes, by far the shortest of the 3, which is kind of a nice little thing. Alright, now that we have cleared out the sewers, we get another rank up. We've cleared 3 missions, so clearly we can handle rank number 4. Get some more bonuses. The biggest bonus of which is that I am now allowed to have 5 Pokemon with me instead of 4 Pokemon. We unlocked that slot. The next one will unlock once we hit rank 7, I believe, and then the last one once you hit like rank 10 or something. So it seems our assistance is needed elsewhere. So we're gonna go to the harbor, where we have to fight a few Krabbies, and then we can go to the next town, where we have another ranger base to go to. Yeah, we've now seen the towns representing spring and fall, so you can probably imagine what's gonna be next. Can I stop talking to that guy and just go fight the Krabbies? Go. Nice and easy. Yeah, these Krabbies were harassing this Lapras over here. But now that we've dealt with them, we can use the Lapras to get over to the next town. Yo, good morning, Gym Freak. And hey, Svains. I don't even think I said hi yet, but hello, everyone. Hope you guys have all been able to get some rest after last night. Yeah, now we're in the summer-themed town here. I forgot what the name of this one is. That'll probably come to me eventually. Anyway, the summer-themed place where We just got to meet the leader, Percy. No, wait, that's not the leader. This guy's the leader. We get to meet this guy. He's the leader of the summer base. And it seems that the Go Rock squad is active. And not only that, they have kidnapped this other ranger's Politoed. But, you know, they don't have a lot of resources right now, so they're going to send me out to rescue Politoed. Time for mission number 4. See, every ranger leader can assign me missions, which is convenient. And they can also all get me a rank up, regardless of which base I happen to be in at that point in time. Alright, this area itself is home to the worst mission that we have to do. But that's not the mission we're going to do right now. This mission isn't actually all that bad. We also get to meet 4 of, like, the... Not quite the leader of the evil team, but, like, these are the 4 people that are right below that. They all specialize in a music instrument. I mean, it is the Go Rock squad, right? So yeah, we are going to be seeing these guys a lot. They're going to play that theme a fair amount. So if you missed it, you know, you're going to get another chance fairly soon. Alright, time to fight some Go Rock members. This is the first one. He has 3 Wurmples, very scary. There we go, 3 Wurmples, like I said, very scary. It is complete RNG if they attack or not, so it's kind of nice that they didn't. Okay, we get to briefly see that Politoed that I was talking about. That's not his Politoed. Okay, another fight here. This time it's against 2 Ekans. Took a bit of damage, but we managed to get through it. Oh, and we just leveled, so the damage is gone again. We now increase the level to the next level, and we now have 12 health instead. Okay, the next room's kind of an important one. We need to go into the water right away, and we're going to try and get a Lotad. It'd be very convenient if I can get that right away. There we go. Got one before it dug itself into the water. These things go underwater and then you can't catch them anymore, which is annoying. Oh, we got it. Now, once we get up here, we're going to get the Heracross. I do want to lure it out so that I don't have to also fight the Ludicolo. That's fine. In later Ranger games, if you get hit outside of combat, you do take damage. That wasn't a thing in Ranger 1, luckily. Jump off there, because you can actually just jump off. So this guy, he's gotten separated from the Politoed. So now the Politoed is off to the other room, and he's stuck here. But, you know, we also need to get to Politoed, so we do have to actually just cross here. That's a thing. That's where the Heracross comes in. Of course, he's going to use that opportunity to cross himself as well. All right. This is what I needed the Lotat for. We need to be able to go up here. Because up here is another Pokemon that I'm going to be needing very soon. Specifically, Grovyle. Okay, we got it. It was a bit slow, but we got it. It is possible to use Pluzzle if you're, if it becomes too annoying, but I kind of wanted to avoid that. All right. So once we enter the next area, we're going to be attacked by a Primeape and 2 Mankeys. Not a skippable fight, but a fight we don't actually have to win. So this guy, he's going to take the Politoed, and he's going to let us deal with this. Lucky for us, there is a very easy way for us to deal with that. We just do that, and then we run away. Goodbye. Up here, we see them take the Politoed further up. We're almost at the end. Politoed is coming up, but yeah, he places a fence, and this is what we need the Grovyle for. Without Grovyle, I can't pass that fence. Well, the Beautifly went off screen, but I got the Paris super quickly. Like, you generally do want to grab the Paris before the Beautifly because it's very rare that you can get all 3 at the same time. So that was actually not a bad fight. Okay, gonna climb up here. I need to watch out for these Gligar. They're gonna attack me. And if they do end up hitting me, they knock me off and I have to climb back up from the start. Didn't happen, so... So there's a cool little strategy for this fight. Right here, we have to capture the Politoed. We managed to get this guy into a dead end. We're going to immediately circle this guy to kind of keep him at the center. And then we use Minun. And that's mainly to ensure that he stays on screen. If you don't do that, there's a chance he'll run off screen. And then when you've got him paralyzed, he'll be paralyzed while not on screen. That doesn't actually help in any way. But this way, it's guaranteed. All right, 4 missions down, 6 more to go. Now, obviously, the later missions are going to be the longer ones, so we still have a fair bit to do. Yeah, that's the end of mission number 4. We've rescued the Politoed. That immediately also gets us rank 5. So the next missions actually had a few cool little route differences over the course of, you know, the past couple of years. It turns out that in the next place, it's actually possible to skip one of the battles. I'm going to be attempting to do that. We'll see if we succeed or not. Yeah, as we get over here, we get a phone call, and that basically forces us to go back to Fall Town. We jump on Lapras, and we go back to... Oh, Fall City. But yeah, we go back to Fall City. Go back to the ranger base here. They have a mission for us. Next up is honestly, like, the next mission's actually one of the more fun ones, IMO. I like this next one. Okay, so, mission number 5 here. You may remember at the start of this run, when we were in Crrool Tunnel, the cave kind of collapsed. Or at least parts of the cave collapsed. And that's causing some trouble, you know, with things like trade and whatnot, because our one connection to Ringtown is now gone. Or at least not working, or not as efficient as it used to be. So our mission is going to be to clear up this tunnel. Arya has kind of already made a start by breaking these first few boulders. And she's going to leave clearing up the rest of this to us. A little bit to the west here, we can find a Diglett and capture that. That'll be for fights later on. Diglett's just kind of a convenient one. Going up and around here, where I don't get hit by the Poliwags. And then I can go in here for another Go Rock Squad cutscene. I did say we were going to hear this again, right? Yeah, at this point you guys know the drill, I imagine. Yeah, more chatting with them. This part really, like, they're the evil team members. We don't really care about them. They're just annoying. Okay, we're gonna grab a Bellsprout here. I can actually grab both for safety. Which I guess... Oh, crap, that's one circle too few. Which I guess we're gonna do. One of them is going to be used specifically for this fight. I can use a Bellsprout. That barely worked out. We go south twice here, and then over here there should be a fight against 3 Snubbles. That was a good one. This fight can be very fast, or it can really drag out. Like, if you don't get them immediately, that can be a real pain. Okay, gotta make sure we dodge all of the supersonics. Which they didn't actually use all that much. And then here we can find Hariyama. We need 3 of these. So fighting these separate isn't actually such a bad idea. I kind of like the idea of fighting them separate here. Makes the captures quite a bit easier. Quite a bit more consistent. Level up, very nice. Gets us back to full health. Another 3 HP, getting us to 15 total. And now I can just easily capture the second Hariyama as well. Which now is easier because my line is a little bit longer. Like, when I was fighting the first two Hariyamas, the line was barely long enough to circle them around while attacking, and you know, a little bit later it's actually a little easier. Okay, so this is where that new strategy that I was talking about comes in. We're gonna actually backtrack a bit, and this is gonna seem very slow, but if I were to try and walk to the boulders directly, we would trigger an extra battle, and we don't want to do that. Specifically the one with the Zubats over there. Not you, Machop. Go away. Not uncommon for these places to trigger a few battles while I try to destroy these. Yeah, like I said, this skips a fight with 3 Zubats. It's a little bit faster as a result of that. Even though the 3 Zubat fight isn't necessarily that long, it's still nice to not have to deal with it. Because now I can go to the left here, we can go down here. And then Hariyama can destroy that one. Now, we do have one more fight before we can actually leave here. Specifically against Camerupt. But this is... because of Diglett, this next fight should be super free. Another one of those fights that just kind of like that. I'm glad you're still here now. We still have about 2/3 of the game to go, so, you know. Alright, so this lady over here, she has Camerupt. Like I said, with Diglett, it's gonna be super, super easy. Later on, we will have a fight with 2 Camerupts, but for now, it's just this one. Like I said, this fight shouldn't be very long. Like, this fight usually takes less than 10 seconds. And with them having been beaten, that'll be the end of mission number 5. We've cleared out Croc Tunnel. The grunts are now gone. The Zubat grunt, like I said, we just skipped him, but once we've beaten the Camerupt, he's like, oh, leader is gone and lost. Yeah, never mind. Alright, I'm gonna just say it now. I am coming up on my least favorite mission in the game. Like, by a mile, my least favorite mission. No, that's not true. It is my least favorite, but there's one other one that comes close, and then everything else is a lot better. I just don't like this next mission. Okay, so we have to talk to the capture challenge guy here. We just say no, and then we can go back, and that's all we need to do. Since we're talking Ranger games, you know, shameless little self-plug here, but in a couple of weeks, I'll be doing the Pokemon Series Race, where we actually play all of the games, including all 3 of the Ranger games. So if you want to see more Ranger, you know, be sure to also hop over to my channel and drop a follow there. And while you're at it, just follow the entire team, because everyone here is awesome. I've been a part of the team for a little while now. Not very long, but, you know, been a part of the team for a little bit, and it's honestly been great times. Lots of really cool people. Yeah, I'll be doing Guardian Signs and Shadows of Omnia again towards the end of July, probably. Yeah, this is this next mission's back in Lyra Forest. There's a girl who's missing her Jigglypuff, and then we have to go deeper into the forest to save some guy. The thing is, if we were to never save this guy, the game would pretty much be over, because he's the big bad evil boyo, which is going to not at all be obvious in a little bit. And if we would just leave him here to die, then all of the evil parts that was going to happen later on, and all of the destruction caused by them would have just never happened. So I vote we just skip this mission. We just leave him there, fend for himself. I don't know, but it would save a lot of pain and suffering. Wait, did I take a wrong turn? No, I didn't. There's the Jigglypuff. Can you go away from the Cyndaquils, please? Yeah, that's kind of the theme with this particular mission. We save the guy who's going to cause a lot of the next missions to happen in the first place. The music in this place, really boring, honestly. I don't like it. It's easy to get lost, and just this entire place is a pain. I mean, helping the girl find her Jigglypuff, sure, but if the mission ended here, I would have been okay with that. Of course, it doesn't, but... Also, the Weepin' Bells in this part are annoying. Don't get me wrong, I love Weepin' Bell. Bellsprout's my favorite. And I love the entire Bellsprout line, but the Weepin' Bells in this area are they're just the worst. Oh, go away, Spinarak. And I took a wrong turn. Wait. Thought I went the right... Where did I go wrong here? Like I said, I always get lost in this forest. This place just sucks. Right, that's where we needed to go. And then we go down. That gets us here and then up. Okay. Or that's another dead end. As long as we don't get hit by Weepin' Bells, it's not all bad, because just moving around here doesn't actually take that much time compared to getting hit by a Weepin' Bell and having to do the entire thing again. Like I said, this place just sucks. I don't like this place. But we got through it without getting hit. Yeah, we're here to save this guy. Like I said, he is totally not evil. As we find him, he is scheming his next evil plan. Like, he's just plotting all of that. And then when we do find him, he, you know, starts laughing like a maniac. I mean, I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but this guy is clearly evil. So then at the top here on the log, there's a Murkrow. And the Murkrow is kind of making fun of us. And instead of just being like, whatever, it's a Murkrow, he goes full rampage mode. And then insists that we go and grab that Murkrow. Something like that. Yeah, I still feel that way. Why do we have to save this guy? The game would have been so much shorter and so much easier if this guy didn't exist. Or rather, if we just let this guy die here. Oh, I didn't mean to grab the Pikachu. We don't need Pikachu. Getting through this part always sucks, because there's Beedrills, there's Pokemon, there's just Pokemon everywhere. Can we not, game? At least that one worked out. We get this little meadow over here. This place is kind of cute, but like the only kind of cute place in this entire forest. So we take the bottom path here. And we take the top path here. Try and watch out for the Nincada. Bottom path again here. Gotta watch out for Swallow. And then this part is all covered in like a dark fog. And again, the exit to this place is right there. Wouldn't be very hard. We can just, you know... we just didn't care about the Murkrow and just kind of left him alone, we could just walk out right now. But this guy insists that we punish the Murkrow for insulting him. And it doesn't help that this next boss fight's actually a really annoying boss fight too. But yeah, basically we grab the Phanpy, we headbutt the tree so that the Murkrow falls out, and then we trigger a boss fight. But it isn't just the Murkrow that we need to fight. It is a Murkrow and 4 Spinarak, and they can kind of go all over the place. And that can be annoying. But we'll see how this boss fight goes. This boss fight can be really easy and really quick, or it can be an absolute nightmare. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the 4 Spinaraks. Okay, there we go. That wasn't too bad. So we get out of here. We find this Go Rock squad member. We have now saved this guy. He starts laughing evil, or like in an evil way again. And then, you know, mission clear. He walks away, we walk away. And we're not going to see him for a little bit. We will see him again. But for now, we're not going to bother with him. Alright, the next mission is actually going to be the first place where I'm... or, well, technically not mission, but between this mission and the next one's actually going to be the first time that I'm going to be saving the game. Because, this next mission in Summerland, that's what the place was called, Summerland. It's something. But yeah, we get rank up. We now can have 6 Pokemon in our party. Our Mudkip charge increases once again. Or Mudkip, mine and charge against... mine and charge increases again. Yeah, before we can actually go to Summerland, we have to capture this Dragonite. This can be super fast, or it can just lose a minute, and there's nothing we can do about that. RNG just be like that. Just decides what the Dragonite's gonna do. The Dragonite only takes 3 loops, so it's a really fast capture, but he is super fast. Also, he does a buttload of damage. He just did half of my health. Just like that. But we got it. It wasn't actually that slow a fight, but I am gonna have to heal once we're in Summerland. Yeah, now that we're in Summerland, basically they found this part of a submarine, and we need to do something with that. I don't remember the fine details of this one, but that's kind of a thing. We also see the female ranger again. She's going to be joining us momentarily. Now, before I actually head out, I'm probably going to heal. Yeah, the reason we play in Japanese is solely because of text. Until recently, the leaderboards weren't split. Nowadays they are, but Japanese is just a lot more comfortable to run for 2 reasons, really. One, there's less text in Japanese, which is kind of a big deal. But 2, and that's far more important, the Japanese text actually prints significantly faster, at like double the rate. In a Ranger 1 run, this saves somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes. In Shadows of Olmia, it's even more extreme, where it saves on an any percent run 45 minutes, about an hour in 100%, and that is just on text mashing. Yeah, believe it or not, the difference in text speed is huge. And as a result, pretty much nobody runs on English except as a meme. It also does kind of help. The Japanese cartridges, at least for DS, are super easy to get. Like, I've got all 3 Ranger games. So this one, Guardian Science, and Shadows of Olmia combined, including transportation costs, for less than 30 bucks. So the game's super cheap, it runs a lot easier on Japanese, and you don't really need the text anyway. And that's all 3 boxed, by the way. So it's not like a loose cartridge that's possibly a counterfeit, these are all 3 boxed versions. Alright, that Trico is, I don't like that, but that's okay. Moving on. Yeah, we got to see a cutscene where the Plezzle and Minun, they jump on a Snorlax's belly for a little bit, but we're gonna go into the ruins much further into this place. And this next part is kind of notorious for how difficult some of the fights are. This next area has probably some of the most difficult fights in the game. Dodged the first Gligar pretty nicely. And then, you know, Lyra ends up pressing this button. And that turns out that there's a ruin behind here. And, you know, on top of already being police officer and sewer workers and mailman and bodyguards and all of the other stuff that I mentioned, we are now also going to be archaeologists and actually dig around in these ruins. So this isn't actually counted as a mission, at least not yet. We're gonna just kind of do our investigating around here. Now, I am gonna save because this is probably one of the areas you're most likely to die in. So there's 4 trials that we need to do. Some of these trials aren't too bad. Some of them are a real pain. I want to start with one of the first ones, and this one can be really fun. It's a little bit of a tricky one, but it can be a really cool one to do. There's a few Gyarados here that we need to pass, and if we're right on the edge, like one line of pixels, they don't actually attack. Now this third one will, but that way we can pass them fairly easily. Now, at the end of each of the trials is a mini-boss. This first one is 2 Kingdras. Okay, that's basically a perfect fight. Like, there's no way around that. That was basically just a perfect fight. Getting the stun on both of them and then being able to capture both of them is a huge deal. Okay, trial number 1 done. On to the second trial. Probably also one of the more difficult ones, if not the most difficult one. After completing every trial, 2 of these torches are going to light up. That's gonna something's gonna happen once all of them are lit up, obviously, but we're not quite there yet. First, trial number 2. This is probably my least favorite. Now, there is actually a combat skip, or like a battle skip that we can do on specifically this trial, though. If we do the patterns exactly right, if we take the perfect path, we can actually skip one fight here. Heck, I'm missing one circle. Okay, can you go out of the way? Aim, stop. There we go. Okay, awful first fight. Use the Bagon on that one. I do believe we should level before we actually get to fight the Salamence, so not a huge deal. That's another thing. Sometimes my I'll just briefly lose contact to my touchscreen, and, you know, I lose a capture because of it. This DS is starting to get fairly old. Okay, now come the battle skips that I was talking about. This is kind of where the fun begins. So we actually have a few leftover Pokemon because there are some split paths. Coincidentally, Fanpy, come on, Fanpy works on that one, and we can skip one fight here. Then if we go up here, Gligar works on that one, and we can skip that fight as well. And then over here we fight a Shelgon. This is where we're going to use the Wurmple. I cannot take any of the Pokemon we catch here into the boss fight. So we might as well just use the Wurmple to catch the Shelgon. Okay, time for a very difficult boss. This next boss needs one of the highest amounts of loops of any Pokemon in the game. 22 to be precise. Which is far more than any Pokemon we've faced so far. Even the bosses, I think the longest boss so far took 9. So to this one then need 22 is something. Let's see how it goes. Sometimes he'll randomly do Hyper Beam at times as well, which makes it even worse. But here we go. Oh. Got him. That went really quickly. That was a good fight. There's the level up. Okay, we got it a little bit later this time. Alright, that is one of the annoying ones here done. We're not done yet, by the way. Some of the hardest fights are still left. We still have several difficult fights left here, but that is one of the worst ones, at least. Salamence and Charizard are the two that are most likely to kill you. But there is another super speedy Pokemon coming up, which also needs 6 loops. And 6 loops might not be a lot, but if the Pokemon's really fast, that's going to be a thing. Yeah, the upcoming Charizard fight is known as one of the hardest fights in the game. There is a strategy for it, but if you fail the strategy, chances are that you just lose. Yeah, we find that statue of Entei. We also see 2 Golrock squad members. Yeah, after this one, we'll save again. I will save before heading into Charizard. This Flygon generally shouldn't be that bad, though. We've already done Kingdra. Kingdra was the first one we did. Flygon is next. Left path here is faster by quite a lot. The wind is more likely to blow you up off when you're on left path, but still the faster path, so just go with that. There we go. Okay, so Flygon only needs 6 loops, but he's fast and he tends to fly off the screen a lot. Got him. Fourth one is going to be Charizard. That's also the hardest of the 4. Hey, goodbye, Flygon. It's another one done. So we're going to save the game, and then we're going to head to Charizard. So Charizard kind of also marks roughly the halfway point of the run, which is another reason why the Charizard fight is kind of a significant one. It's not an exact science, but generally speaking, you can kind of consider Charizard to be the halfway point. So, making pretty solid progress so far. We haven't had any really big setbacks yet, and that's good. Granted, those are more likely to happen in the late game than they are in the early game, but it's still nice to not have had to have those. Because I'll admit, if this goes a good bit underestimate, that would actually help me more than it would hurt me, even though Pulse might not like it, but it's definitely a possibility. I only have like 15 minutes spare on my PB, so it's not that much, but well, Cryptic, I hope I can show you how the Charizard doesn't always have to be bad. The Charizard can actually be a really easy, really quick fight sometimes. So the thing with the Charizard is, Charizard at the start of the fight will blow flames into the sky, which will drop down. They will stay there until you hit them or until enough time has passed, but you can hit them to remove them. You do take 4 damage every time you hit one. So the strategy that we tend to try is we stun the Charizard, we get rid of any flames that we absolutely have to get rid of, and then we try and circle him as precisely as we can. And that should get us a relatively quick fight, if we do this correctly. But if you fail, for whatever reason, and that can happen, that happens a lot, that immediately also makes you be very low health. Why are you going that way? You almost always go to the right. I'm so used to Charizard going to the right, not the left. Or left, not the right, I mean. Ah, see, that's what I mean. Still got him, though. That was almost very bad, but we still got him. This black magic that we did to actually capture it that easily is called practice. I may have practiced that fight a fair amount of times. For, you know, if you've ever played this game for obvious reasons. Yeah, the Charizard is a pain. With practice, it does get easier, but the fight still sucks. There's no way around that. The fight still sucks. I do not have any of the records in this game. No. My time isn't even that good. Like, it's decent. Don't get me wrong. It's a decent time, but it's not, like, top tier. Also, it doesn't help that I'm playing on a slower console. The Wii U version of this game is actually faster than the DS. Recently they did split the leaderboards for that, but no, pretty much all of the Ranger records, save for, like, I have them for a few of the 100% categories, but most of the Ranger records are held by Humis DS. He is stupid good at Ranger. This is the only, like, I have one other DS that I don't use for Ranger anymore, which I have done Ranger games on, but I pretty much only exclusively use this DS for Ranger. And this one's still okay. Alright, so we leave the ruins. And then when we come back in, it turns out the entire ruins have turned into, like, this volcano. And this volcano is erupting. Now, if you know Entei's Dex entry, it does say that every time it roars, a volcano erupts. So, they kind of took that literally here, and, you know, Entei roared, and now this volcano is erupting. Now, this thing turned into a volcano and is now erupting. Yeah, this fight can be really good if we get lucky. Yep, good fight. Their level up, that's nice, gets us to 23 HP. We're gonna need all of that health because there are still certainly a few fights coming up that are not easy. Okay, heading further up here. We're going to skip that trainer for now. We do have to face him, but we don't have to yet. Just barely managed to dodge the Manectric. Yeah, we have to fight this guy first. Or we're going to fight this guy first, because I need that right on. Okay, well, we got Sneasel. The Meowth is easy once you get rid of Sneasel. And like I said, I'm gonna need this right on right here. Now we're gonna backtrack and we're gonna do this fight to the right here. This guy just has 3 Slugmas. Slugmas only need like 3 circles. And they're all on top of each other, so as long as they stay kind of close together, that's it. That's the entire fight. If they split up too much, it's a hassle because, you know, similar to how Grimer and Muck have the trail they leave the damaging, that's true for Slugma and Macargo as well. But they move around fairly slowly, so these fights aren't usually a huge deal. I'm kind of going to take the long way around to avoid a potential fight here. Houndoom is in an annoying spot. Yeah, by sticking to the right edge, you can kind of dodge the Houndoom a little bit more easily. Okay, two back-to-back boss fights coming here, so we're going to save one more time. We are going to take the necessary precautions here. This is a marathon after all. We've already faced one of the Team Go Rock Squad members with the camera up. Now it's time to face one of the other ones. This one has Slacking. Slacking requires a lot of loops, but he doesn't actually move all that much, so usually he's not such a big deal. There we go. Easy. So the next fight's actually a bit of a fun one. Next up, we're going to fight Entei. And the thing with Entei is the Entei fight has 2 Magmars in it as well. But what our strategy is going to be is we're going to try to stun him immediately and then capture it before the Magmars even get a chance to run into the field. It's possible... Oh, also, the clearly not evil dude that we rescued earlier, yeah, he turns out to be evil and is trying to control the Entei. Steelix... Oh, whoops. Steelix sucks, but we'll get to Steelix later. Yeah, if I do this correctly, this should be a super quick fight, and the Magmars won't even really do anything. The thing is, though, like, the Magmars... you don't actually have to capture the Magmars as long as you... Oh, you only need to get the Entei. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. There we go. See, now the Magmars leave. Easy. Done. We got Entei. Okay, so that was a pretty intense mission. We're gonna do a bit of an easier one next. The Dusk Factory. But we'll get to that in just a second. First, we're gonna officially finish this one. We get to see the Charizard just kind of flying away from here, flying around in here. And then flying away. We'll find that Charizard again later. Alright, nice going. We got that mission done. Time for the next one. I don't know if that's where you catch Charizard in the post-game. I've never caught... or I haven't recently caught it in the post-game. Oh, right. I was like, wait, why is he not doing what I want to do? But that's because I need to take the... wait. Okay, I need to actually read my notes. Go upstairs, take the Dragonite to Fall City. Minor little time lost there. I was being a bit dumb. Okay, so remember that factory where that Machoke was at earlier? Yeah, it's run by Go Rock Squad, or Go Squad, or Rock, whatever, but yeah, we're gonna put an end to this. That's gonna be our 7th mission. But, you know, the gate here is locked. The professor then realizes, you know, the two first letters... or the 2 letters of, like, the team name kind of look like these numbers, and then he tries to input those 2 numbers, and then, you know, that works. Something, something, internet security. You know, if you were sponsored by some form of a internet security thing, then this would be a good moment for an ad, and it would fit very nicely. Of course, that's not going to be the case. But yeah, something about password security there. I just had to mention it. Like, their password's just the worst. I think in the Japanese version, it's like 55 or something. And then in the English version, I think it's 6 something? I don't know. It makes sense when you read it. Yeah, anyway, we infiltrate the factory because, you know, their security is kind of lax. And then when we get up here, it turns out there's this guy with 2 Voltorbs guarding the door. Not really an issue. So we get outside, and then there's another cutscene. Remember those two, or those four guys who were playing music every time we meet them? Yeah, now they're here. They don't even know that we're here, but they're practicing. So here we are. So yeah, they just don't even look behind them and see that we're standing right there. Because we were just waiting there and listening and seeing what they have to say. Okay, time to destroy the rest of their factory, shall we? So we learned that they use Pikachus to power the entire factory. And they're being held in these cages. So we're gonna free the Pikachu. We do have to dodge a bunch of Mr. Mimes. Now, I really do not like Mr. Mime. Least favorite Pokemon. Okay, this fight can be kind of nasty if they get a lot of screens up. They did not. See, the thing is, those barriers, they stay. So, if they get enough time and there's a bunch of barriers on the screen that you can't really see, it becomes a nightmare to navigate. So it's really important that we get those Mr. Mimes basically immediately. No, go away, Hypno. Okay, barely managed to dodge it. On the roof here, we're gonna get this pincer. If the confusion from the Hypno hits you, that makes, like, that kind of inverts your controls for a couple of seconds. And it makes movement around the room really annoying. Like so. But yeah, right now, like, as long as I'm confused, my controls are inverted, so left is right and up is down. And that changes as time progresses as well. So, like, at first it was just inverted, so I could still kind of make my way around the room. And then it changes even more, because then it changes the controls again at some point. And navigating any room just becomes basically impossible. Yeah, we release the Pikachu. That makes the power in this area of the factory go out. It also makes a bunch of Ghastlies show up. Before we actually continue though, so that's only part of the factory that's now without power. There are still huge chunks of the factory that do have power, so we're gonna have to deal with that still. Means first and foremost we're gonna go down here. Another fight for Plazzle. They're really nicely close together here. Oh, that's bad. Okay, saved it. It's like one circle short for getting the muck. So yeah, we want the Houndoom here. I'm waiting a little bit there because I don't want to have to also capture the Pichu. Because that just takes up a slot in my party. Pichu joins after a single circle, so I can't just capture Houndoom and then circle the Pichu once and leave. Because that'll immediately capture it. Okay, we're capturing this Ghastly. If they start licking your Pokemon, if they do that for long enough, the Pokemon leaves the party. So capturing a Ghastly is worth it over it getting licked away. Once in the basement, we find the Machop and Machokes, and we have a very easy strategy for that. We are going to use the Ghastly we just got. Makes this fight pretty free. Oh, I didn't get the Machoke. Whoops, I thought I had Machoke as well, but I guess I must have only gotten the 2 Machops. Yeah, having to capture a Ghastly isn't actually a huge deal, as you can see. Kind of make use of that. Okay, time for a guy with a bunch of Rattatas. Oh, crap. Rattata is super easy if you can get them all at once, otherwise they spread out and you just have to try and get them, or get a few at a time. Okay, door to the right here. Bottom path, right side. Round. I think I did something wrong there. Yeah, I did something wrong. Oh no, that's not true. I needed the pincer. Never mind, I didn't do something wrong. It was correct. It felt like I did something wrong, but I ended up with pincer anyway. In the room to the left here, that's not true. In the room to the south of here, or not. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll just shut up for a second. Take this one again. Go up and take the second path. Oh. Wait, and then this one. And then this one. This is where it is. I mean, what would a Pokemon game be without a spinning tiles puzzle, right? Or like an arrow puzzle or something like that. Yeah, here we are. Anyway, we can go back out now. That allows us to now enter this room since the power is off. And we can just kind of walk around here. So, the professor kind of shows how intelligent he is. See, there's this door right here. With a big red button. And the professor, smart as he is, decides that the smartest thing to do without knowing what it does is to press the big red button. Luckily, the actual fight isn't that bad. Especially if we have a Puzzle fully charged like that. Now, the advantages of that is we can now go in and grab the Scyther here. Can you stop, Scyther? There we go. Yeah, I figured we were gonna get into a fight with the Meowth. I'm just glad it wasn't the same fight that the fight as the Scyther fight. Go down and around here. See, for the remainder of the power plant, they're using another Raichu right here to power it. Scyther's cuts are a little bit stronger than Pinsir's cut, so Scyther will take care of that. Pinsir wouldn't be enough. Go away, Mr. Mime. Kind of blocked my path right there. There wasn't too much I could do. Alright, upstairs we're gonna just dodge the Machokes. And then at the end here we're gonna find another member of the Go Rock squad. His specialty, or his signature Pokemon, is Scizor. I stunned Scizor. Even just one bar of stun is enough. And that's that. So that's another mission done. Now, I know you guys have been talking about the Steelix Cave for a little bit. That's coming up fairly soon, but before we do that, we have to do the other worst part of the game. And that's coming up in just a moment, after these cutscenes are over. Yeah, we've kind of slowed down progress for the evil team here by kind of just destroying the power of their factory. As a result, we rank up. Rank 8. Get all of the necessary bonuses again. At that point, the Fall City leader comes back, and it seems we're needed in Summerland again. For probably the mission that tends to lose me the most time. Like, this next mission is not actually a mission, or it's not even a mission really, but this next sequence is not a sequence where I can die, but it is a sequence that can lose me an annoying amount of time. But let's just hope it doesn't. Basically, that scientist who discovered the submarine part, he needs to get through the forest. But the thing about this guy is, he is absolutely terrified of bugs. So we need to escort him through the forest, but if we even so much as get close to a bug, he will run off scared back to the start of the forest. Now, this place is crawling with bug-type Pokemon. that's kind of where he explains that he is. Oh yeah, so this is where a Wurmple shows up and he's just absolutely terrified. Every time that we get too close to a bug, and sometimes we can't even dodge them, sometimes RNG just decides, okay, you're gonna get close to this bug now. He runs off back to the start of the forest and there is nothing we can do. So this can take me, like, I can get this first try. It can also take me 20 tries. Both are equally possible. Ariados is not in a great position there. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I shouldn't have gone for it yet. That's what I mean. Okay, didn't get it first try. This is why this is the other worst mission, even though this isn't even technically a mission. Beautifly moved out of the way. Okay, that's okay. We got through that part. We're not done yet. Well, we got through the hardest part and then the second part. Like, you can see how this is a problem, right? That Ariados just came out of nowhere. Like, this part's just awful. Why does this even exist? I don't know. This part just sucks. Like, it's all about dodging encounters, and I get that that's interesting, but these Ariados, for the record, is fast. Like, its movement is faster than my movement. So, many a time, it is just impossible to dodge. And when it's, like, these paths aren't exactly big enough either. Like, it's not like I'm bad at dodging Pokemon. I mean, half of the speedrun, that's exactly what we're trying to do, dodge every Pokemon. But Ariados is just a pain to dodge. And there's like 4 of them that you need to pass. Yeah, we're gonna lose some time here. Like I said, this is one of those parts where I can get it first try and we'll be done in like a minute and a half, or it can take me 10 minutes. And a lot of that is just random. There's not that much I can do. Like, these Beautiflies I can somewhat dodge by just moving around well and moving patiently. The Ariados are a nightmare though. Oh, they're all cluttered up to the right again. I can't dodge them there. There's 3 bugs there, and I can't dodge them like that. Okay, just come over here, Pilcoon. Okay. Another shot at the title here. Okay, we made it. Okay. So then this guy decides to kick a Magikarp for no apparent reason, and that triggers the next boss fight. Because this guy had to just be stubborn and kick a Magikarp. Yeah, he's something. Well, that's all of the Magikarps. Just puzzle, whatever. There we go. Okay. Well, we got through the other worst mission in the game. Which, again, it isn't technically even a mission, but whatever. We got through it. Yeah, he needed that part from the submarine that was down there. That's why we needed to be here. This is what's going to give me access to the Steelix Cave. The infamous Steelix Cave. Now, that means that anyone who's played the game will know what mission's coming up next, and it is not an easy one. Because the next boss that's going to be coming up is Steelix, arguably one of the hardest, or arguably the hardest boss in the game. Charizard is up that list of hardest Pokemon. Steelix is certainly up there as well. Are there any easy bosses? Yeah, there's a number of easy bosses as well. But we've kind of entered the part of the game where we've done most of the easy fights, and we're now at the harder parts. Charizard and Steelix are kind of known as two of the three. No, not two of the three, but two of the really difficult ones. And that's the thing with Ranger 1, right? Ranger 1 is not that easy a game. Definitely the hardest of the Ranger games, and arguably one of the hardest side games the Pokemon series has to offer as well. A lot of little execution things. Into the cave. It is the shortest Ranger game. Yeah, the other Ranger games are both super long. I'm gonna have to focus on my movement here for just a second. Because Lovely Kiss is not something we want to get hit by, or Supersonic for that matter. How long is super long? Both of the other ones are in the 6 to 7 hour range. Yeah, we need Poliwrath here. Try to dodge the Poliwhirl, but... Can you guys stop, please? There we go. Took a little bit of damage, but it's fine. I don't really need the Poliwhirl. We do need Poliwrath to open up a path. Poliwhirl itself isn't enough, though. Run away from that. Alright. So, Steelix Cave, as the name implies, there's a Steelix here. You're probably not surprised to see that that is going to be the boss in this place. Now, Steelix is only 9 loops, which is actually not that much compared to many of the bosses we fought recently. The thing with Steelix is it's a huge Pokemon on the screen, and if you hit his body anywhere, you take damage. And that damage adds up very quickly. Now, there's generally 2 strategies that you can use to fight Steelix. One of them is to make our line longer. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go for that strategy. By making our line longer, it'll be easier to make just very big circles around Steelix. I'm gonna kind of wait until he's in a position where he's going to start looping, and then I'm gonna try and make circles around him like that. The other option is to get a fighting type Pokemon. Fighting type, because once you get fighting type Pokemon, you're down to only needing, trying to think how many it is. 4 or 5 circles. Oh, whoops. We get a bit of a slide that we have to go down here. I need to kind of try and huck the right, but also not entirely. There we go. Second try. I do think they redid all the sprite work for the Pokemon for these games, yeah. Sure they did. The reason we needed to do that is there's a bunch of Piloswine here blocking the path. Their little baby Swinub has been missing. And once we reunite Swinub with his mother, the other Piloswine will move out of the way. Time to save the game. This is potentially one of the most important saves that we make in the run. Because if there's ever a place where it's likely for us to lose the run, this is it. Like, I know I complain about hard bosses a lot, but Steelix is probably one of the, like, 3 bosses I've died the most to. See, the thing is, the dark-type Pokemon increases the length of my line, but it's not for free. It's at the cost that, as I use it, my current health gets reduced greatly for the duration of that, or for the rest of that fight, and onward. So, immediately as we start this fight, we're going to be low health. And that's Steelix. Perfect fight. That is how easy the fight can be if it goes perfectly. That was a perfect fight. No doubts about it. That was... I don't think I've ever done the fight that well. So yeah, that's Steelix. And that concludes Steelix Cave. We can now move to the next town. Windtown, I think it's called. You know, in the winter theme. Gonna move up here. So we're kind of done with the difficult bosses for a little bit. We do need to leave Poliwrath behind. I can't take that with us. That's not allowed. And we meet the leader of the Windtown Ranger base. All right. Now that that's out of the way, we rank up once again. This is to rank number 9. Gets us the last charge for Minun. And we get assigned a new mission. See, the evil team has another base. Our next stop is to infiltrate that one. And that's just what we're going to do. Now, this next area is going to have one of my favorite enemies in the entire game, C-Dot Guy. You will very soon see why we call him C-Dot Guy. First things first, we meet Charizard again. He's gonna just move into the thing a little bit more. We see Arya running after it. But she's just kind of gonna join us here, I believe. Now, before we actually progress, I'm going to try and get one of these Poliwhirl. I know we just released one and now I have to capture it again, but that's because I can't take a Poliwhirl from one area to the next. That's just the rules of Pokemon Ranger. I don't make the rules. Gotta try and dodge the Arbok here. And then I run into Quilava. Great. Alright, so this is C-Dot guy. As you can see, 6 C-Dots. Very easy capture. We circle all of them once, and that's that. This fight really isn't all that difficult. We just, like I said, we just have to capture all of, like, all of the C-Dots just take one circle. Does mean I really want to avoid any random C-Dots later on, because they will instantly join my party. Well, anyway, next opponent. This is C-Dot guy. This time he has 8 C-Dots, because, you know, if he couldn't win with 6, maybe he can with 8. Now, obviously, that isn't going to work either, so we're going to just capture them, same as before, and we move on. So this is C-Dot guy. Now he actually has a Nuzleaf, too, just to, you know, mix things up a bit. This is C-Dot guy, the final boss of the game, except he's not the final boss of the game, but that's not the point. Alright, here's a tree with Nuzleaf, or with Shiftries. We didn't see, if you get too close to that, like 5 Shiftries will jump out. They're not a, you know, you can just run away from them. They're really not all that bad, but it's annoying. Also, this guy had an Altaria, and then he kind of messes up, and then the Altaria causes this giant fog. Now, in order to fix that, we need to capture Altaria. We're gonna go look for that. Not Swablu. Go away, Swablu. Okay, we got it without the Swablu. Go, level up again. Could get my health to 30. I don't necessarily mind this Altaria as much. Or this Swablu as much. We still don't want to capture them, but whatever. Oh, problem fixed. Moving up further onto the mountain. So we're kind of coming up on a mid boss for this mission. This next mid boss is actually, it should be a fairly easy one. Assuming I do this well, this next boss is super easy. If I mess it up, though, it can be a little bit tricky, but usually this boss shouldn't give me any trouble. I have had this boss cause me trouble before, but it's quite unlikely. It's also what we have the Poliwhirl for. See, the Charizard is kind of burning down the forest here, and we can't be having that. Like I said, this is a fairly easy boss. As long as you can get him in the bubble, the rest of the fight is free. And now Charizard is our friend. But he's just gonna fly off. Problem solved, forest isn't gonna be burning down anymore. There is a bit of a sort of a damage boost that I can do here that I might try. Yeah, there we go. That's unfortunate. If you can manage to get hit like that and then not fall off, that boosts you forward quite a bit. But if you fall off, it loses a bit of time. But more often than not, it's not worth doing it, but, you know, for the sake of it, I wanted to at least give it a shot. That works. I'm supposed to do Aerodactyl second, Shelgon first. You can get the Shelgon while Aerodactyl is using Hyper Beam, but they were too close together. And at that point, I guess Aerodactyl first works too. Aerodactyl only requires 3 circles, so pretty quick fight. We need that Tangela. We need 2 Tangelas. This is the first one. And this right here is the second Tangela. I'm gonna use the vine to get across. And again here. Alright, so Arya gets called away here, so she's going to leave infiltrating the evil team's hideout to us. I mean, at this point, we're like, what, rank 9 or something? So we're fairly high rank rangers anyway. Can you softlock if you only have 1 Tangela? No, there's in the middle part, there's a jump point to go to jump downstairs, which allows you to backtrack a bit. So yeah, this giant boulder here, it has a conveniently shaped button. When we press that button, that opens up the elevator down here. So this is the hideout of memorization. Let's see how many times I fail these red tiles. Chances are we're gonna fail it a few times. I'm pretty bad at these. Yeah, you can't zero cycle that. You're always, because at that point you're gonna get caught on top of the tiles. First try, let's go. Usually I fail that at least a few times. Okay, for the sake of safety, and since I got it first try, I'm gonna just save that. I tend to fail that at least like 2 or 3 times, so getting it first try is real nice. We get Mankey. Mankey is just to make one of the upcoming fights a little bit easier. So, just like with, you know, arrow tile puzzles, what would a Pokemon game be without a teleporter maze? Or really any RPG, but Pokemon especially. What would it be without a teleporter maze, right? Yeah, that's just to stun them in place. Okay, still got it. I was a little bit scared when I accidentally broke the circle, but we got it. Yeah, bottom teleporter. That teleporter. Right teleporter. The most left teleporter. We skip that one and then we take this one. The upper right teleporter. I just got all of these written out to just make sure I don't take any wrong teleporters here. And then here we can go down the stairs. Do we have to grab Croconaw if the Graveler is not active? Because I need that Graveler right there. Because right here we're coming up on a boss rush. You know, basically every Pokemon game has, no, that's not true. But a lot of the side games have some kind of a boss rush, like your usual Elite Four and whatnot. That's coming up for us in just a moment, where we kind of have to fight all of the evil team members, like all of the music people back to back with all of their signature Pokemon. That's rough if you can't pass the Tailo. Tailo isn't that difficult to fight in my experience, although I can see it giving you trouble, depending on what you play it on. Okay, I'm gonna just grab the Croconaw. We don't actually need Croconaw, but this part, there are a few fights that can be not so much scary, like they're not actually that difficult, but if they go wrong, they can go very wrong. Mainly as a result of having to do several fights very quickly back to back. Alright, first fight. 2 Camerots. I'm debating on just grabbing the Electabuzz. Electabuzz is a healer Pokemon, so if a fight does go sour, at least I'll have some backup health. I might do that. First Camerots. This is, like I said, this is what the Graveler is for. There we go. Easy. Like I said, a lot of these are not actually difficult. I do believe I have 4 bars. I'll grab Alakazam, Electabuzz, just to be absolutely safe here. Come on. I shouldn't be dying to Electabuzz. That'd be very sad. Still, Electabuzz heals like 30, I think, but it pretty much can heal me to full. Alright, Slakoth, Vigoroth, and Slacking. Now, the strategy of this is a fairly easy one, but it can go wrong fairly easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to puzzle them right, or mine them right away. to stun them hopefully relatively close together. Not actually a great place. Okay, got him. Yeah, what we want to do is we stun them, and then we grab, we use Mankey. What the fighting skill does is it doubles the effect of every circle that we do. So where it normally would take 16 circles, now 8 would be enough to get all of them. Yeah, 8 circles is enough to get all of them. So the circling itself goes a lot faster as a result. And we can grab another Mankey here anyway. And then we can go in here. Scizor and Scythers. Now the thing with this one is we kind of want to do the same strategy as before. If I can only get the Scythers, so be it. Like we will settle for that. If I can only get the Scizor, same thing, but the fact that one of the Scythers didn't get stunned is really annoying. That did not work at all. I don't know why one of those Scythers didn't get captured. Okay, that's one Scyther. Alright, we got it. Back to full health. So yeah, those were the 3 relatively easy ones. There is one more left, and that one is a little bit more difficult. It's another one of those fights where if I don't mess up, it's not actually that difficult to fight. But if I do mess up, it can go badly very quickly. Oh, I did not mean to run into Matang. We just avoid all of these Machamps. Those aren't going to be that useful to us. Okay, last room here. So this guy, with this guy, we have to fight the entire Larvitar line. Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitar. This is what we have the Croconaw for. The idea is we are going to try and capture the Larvitar before we even do anything. Larvitar is only 3 loops, so it's generally a fairly easy one. We then use the bubbles, and we're going to try to both lock Tyranitar and Pupitar in bubbles. Get the Tyranitar, bubble the Pupitar again, and then get that. And we have about 20 seconds for that. All right, here we go. And this is why this fight sucks. Okay, we got the Larvitar. That's a good start. We have the extra heal if I need it. Okay, this is gonna be tricky now. I don't think this works too well, but I can try. Okay, we got the Tyranitar. There we go. Okay. You can see why I said, like, this fight is one of those fights that can be very easy as long as you do it well, but as soon as something goes wrong, it can be tricky. But we got through it quite alright. It's a good thing I picked up that Electabuzz, though. We definitely needed it. So, these guys, they have a big red button to destroy the entire base, make the cave collapse, and that's what they're gonna do. But yeah, after that, we can just kind of walk out. And that's the end of Mission 9. So, yeah, with that out of the way, we really only have one mission left. Let me save here. So Duncan, I don't know if you're still here, but if so, you're probably gonna want Pulse to get ready in about 10-ish minutes.
On it.
We, just for the record, just so that we're clear, I have one full mission to do. It is one of the longer missions, so it's not like we're done in the next 10 minutes. But this mission can go fairly quickly if things go well. Like, we should be going decently underestimate, at least. Okay, so, after talking to them, we are going to go back up this mountain. This time around, I have to be very careful not to run into any of the C-dots that are now around. You know, now that C-dot guy doesn't have them anymore. Because they will instantly join, and that causes an extra tiny cutscene to show up. Probably like 305 to 310 range is the pace we're on. It's hard to say. I never know how long this final mission tends to be, but it's not a super short one. Definitely not. Because we still have like 3 more boss fights to do. And then, like, an additional, like, 3 or so mid-bosses. Also, this next area's layout is super confusing. And I always get lost at least for a few seconds, so we'll see. Yeah, Fjord Temple is now open. This is where the last mission is going to be at. The goal here is we need to beat Gideon, who is... That's the big evil boyo from before. He has captured all 3 of the legendary dogs, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. Now, there's also a big door that just got closed right in front of us, and we need a Fire 3 Pokemon in order to open it. There is no Fire 3 Pokemon around, but lucky for us, that's when Charizard shows up and decides, you know, now might be a good time to help us. So he's going to use Flamethrower on this door, and that's going to allow us to enter. Now, this next area itself, the area before the actual fights, is fairly large. We're going to have to capture the 3 main evolutions, so Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon. Umbreon and Espeon are here as well. This is a Gen 3 game, so all of the later ones didn't really exist. Duncan, could you set it back to my notes? Because I'm going to need those on this part. Thank you. Like I said, this is the part where... Oh, right. I need to go up first. This is the part I'm just going to get lost a few times. Yeah, we got Golem. I'll have that. I can go around here, I believe. Don't need the Aerodactyl. So this place is just confusing. Like, there's a lot of paths, and some of them are just dead ends. Some of them contain a specific Pokemon, often one that I may need. Yes, actually, I want Ariados. Now, if that's where Jolteon is, go down here. Admittedly, I have not practiced this temple as much as I should. Go up here. So there's another Ariados. I think I'm just gonna grab this. Ariados is one of those Pokemon that it's not that hard to capture it, and it is very useful. And then around here should be a Vapor... Yeah, there's Vaporeon. Yeah, we're just gonna stun the Vaporeon. The thing with the evolutions is they are going to run away very quickly if you don't actually capture them. So for all 3 of them, we're going to need to capture them relatively quickly. Yeah, we're going to activate the pedestals here. This door right here to the rest of the ruins is locked. And in order to open it, we need to, you know, put all of the evolutions on their respective pedestals. Yeah, we can put Vaporeon on there. He's just going to wait there. This way it takes up 1 slot fewer in my inventory, or in my party. Makes that a little easier. So next up is Jolteon. This is what we use the Ariados for. Jolteon actually needs the fewest amount of circles of the 3 evolutions, but he is also the fastest, so getting those circles is a little annoying. Except, you know, with Ariados we can get it just stuck in place for long enough to just easily capture it. So the Donphan here is a capture we quickly do to make the Flareon capture a little easier. That's in general going to be a bit of a thing here. We're going to do captures just to make other captures easier on us. We do that at a few points in the run, but it's very, very noteworthy at in this sequence. There's Jolteon. Now on to grabbing Flareon. I didn't mean to grab the Gengars, but I'll grab the Gengars. Do it like this. Having both of them here is making this a little painful. Okay, well, one of them ran away, but we got one Gengar. Honestly, that's... Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do 3 of them at once. Flareon's the one I want. We use Donphan for that. I still want to grab the other Gengar, but I can do that on the way back. I also will want to grab Swalot and Espeon. Just Espeon. We don't need the other ones. The Espeon's more so just a safety. So hopefully we won't need to use it. Then I still need Swalot. I'm gonna place the Flareon and then quickly backtrack to also get Raichu. Just so we have a heal for the final boss fights as well. But this is pretty much our team for the end of the game. Like, technically we have everything I need. There's one safety Raichu I can pick up, which isn't very far out of the way. Right there. First we put on Flareon. That activates that thing, and that opens up the door. Down for the Raichu. Like I said, this one's not actually needed. But it allows me an extra set of health for the for the final boss fights. It's an additional 30 HP that I got, so that if one of the fights does end up going badly, which very much can happen. I've lost minutes on one of the fights here before. But at that point, at least we'll have the additional 30 HP to deal with it. So, final safety save. This is the last point in the game where we can save. And time for the final boss rush. So there's going to be a few grunts that we need to fight here first. 3 of these. Starting off with Triple Linoon, then the mid-evos, then a Blastoise and Blaziken, and then the 3 final boss fights at the end. Okay, well, we'll have to do the last one the old-fashioned way. First one, time for the second one. This one is the 3 mid-evos, so Quilava, Bayleaf, and Croconaw. We're gonna use Swalot for this. Okay, got 2 of them, and then the Bay Leaf it's super effective on, so we can just do it like that. This might actually be PB pace, come to think of it. I think my PB is like a 308, and we only have 4 fights left. And then there's like a minute and a half or so worth of cutscenes. Okay, so we're going to use one of the 2 Gengars for this. Oh, heck. Too close together. This is not great. I need the Blaziken to not be so close to Blastoise so I can actually just capture it. Okay, there we go. That's Blaziken. There we go. Not my best fight on this, but you know, with the RNG we got, it wasn't terrible. So this is the point of no return in the game. After this, there are 3 back-to-back boss fights, each with a little bit of a cutscene in between. This is where it's going to be at. We'll see what happens from here. Like I said, 308 is my PB. Which at this point is nearly a year old, because I don't run this game all that often. But this has been going really well so far. I think it's possible to finish the game from here in about 10 minutes. Alright, these 3 fights are not free, though. We're going to start off with Raikou. This is what we're going to use the other Gengar for. Heck, that's not good. Can you stop that? Okay, that's Raikou. I'd like to get a level up right about now so that we can go into the next one's full health, but I don't know if we can, if we get that. Okay, so next up is Suicune. We're gonna use Puzzle for this, which does require full charge, which we luckily do have. No, we stunned it off screen. That's terrible. That's really bad. Okay, that's what the Espeon is for. But we are not done. Entei is easily the hardest of these 3. And we're gonna just take this fight relatively slow. I have the Pokemon I need. We have Electabuzz in the back, or Raichu in the back, so I can heal. But yeah, the Espeon backup worked wonders there. The Espeon is an old strat for that fight, and it's basically your safety backup in case it gets stunned off screen or something silly like that happens. It's a really slow assist, but it's really good. Because it just makes the Pokemon incapable of doing anything for a few seconds. Enough for me to just capture it. Okay, so Entei will spawn with flames around its body. Those flames hurt. What I need to do is I need to try and circle him a bunch of times to get rid of those flames. And then from there on, I can get through the fight, hopefully. Still a few left, but... I need one more circle on him. Got him. Yeah, this is going to be a PB. 100%. So yeah, we have a few. The time will be when the mission complete sound effect ends after the final boss, which is in about a minute. So this is like a 5-minute PB or something.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we've beaten this guy. He's gonna get arrested. We win. We save the world. Something like that. Need to pay attention to the audio here. Time is coming up. And that's that. That's Pokemon Ranger. Hope you guys had fun. That'll also be it for me here. After this, we are going to continue with Pokemon Moon by Pulse Effects, I believe. Or no, Pokemon White. Sorry, Pokemon White. Pokemon Moon is after that. Pokemon White by Swift. You know, you guys all know her. You guys all love her. So be sure to stick around for that. If you like these sort of side game runs as well, you know, do head over to my channel at some point and, you know, check out all of the people from this team. Lots and lots of cool runners here. Lots and lots of people worth checking out, so do be sure to give everyone a follow. And yeah, that'll be it for me. Have a good one and enjoy Pokemon White.